can it be? Showing up with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double T, be fuddling these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning scheme is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game, it's sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to the Morning Steam for Saturday, August 17th. We've got a lot of sports to cover and not a lot of time to do it, so we're going to roll through Major League Baseball, NFL preseason, WNBA, and more. We're underway in the English Premier League today, as well as some of our international leagues today, with football, European style, getting underway here. There we go. I think we're all square there. And should be a wild day for sure. I mean, where to start, where to begin, where to end. Let's say hello to some folks and get rolling with this show. We're going to make a lot of picks, so please be ready. We'll get through as much as we can, as quickly as we can. Negroni is here today. Hello, and thank you, Nate, as well. Dre is here today. And also, Johnny Walker, Chris Brady, looking for BPE in there today. Thomas says, like this video, subscribe to our channel. Thomas just checking in. Looks like he's a little busy today here on Saturday. I'll try to make sure we get those games covered then, Thomas. I'll keep an eye on the consensus plays today. Who knows what we'll have with today's action. Man, how are we going to get through all this 15 games here? We'll also look at all the NFL preseason action, and we'll also try to squeeze in that WNBA. But if you want to make sure you get my WNBA coverage, I do have a video up there right now of all 3 games, so you could check that one out too. But we'll try to roll through these and get you guys some picks today. I want to hear from you as well. Go over to tonyspicks.com and highlight our winners from yesterday, and then get this show on the road with our big card, man. What can you say? Let's take a look who did well yesterday. I know it was Ron Crawford on top. Let me go to it here and take a look at the handicapper leaderboards. Brandon, that's a year long there. There it is, Ronnie Crawford on top of the handicapper leaderboards. Hope Ron's doing good here this week. Thinking about you, Ron. A 4-1 day there. Scott Doubles Shooty 3-1 yesterday. Brandon Check 1-0. Daniel Woloschuk 1-0. Ruben Marlborough 2-1 yesterday, and Ben Ruhala in the profit despite a 3-4 record, because that's what Ben does, rolling with the dogs. We had premium pick winners here yesterday. I did anyway, with the Red Sox and the Orioles game to go over. Also yesterday, we had Blue Jays Cubs game to go over as a premium pick. How'd we get there? We got there. Also, Braves and Angels game to go under. So appreciate everyone. Subscribers and purchasers yesterday. We'll cover here last 7 days. It is me on top of the handicapper leaderboards. How about that? Up over 8.5 units here over the last 7 days. Ben Ruhala's up there, up 6 1/3 units of profit. Ruben Marlborough's up 6 units as well. Ron Hahn there, up nearly 3 2/3 units of profit. Joseph Schultz is up almost 3 units of profit. Last 30 days, Joseph Schultz is up 14 2/3 units here on the site. Scott Doubles Shooty up nearly 11 units here, as well as Nick Lagarentos up 10 units here. We get rolling also with our, as I said, the soccer action. Daniel Woloschuk's up almost 9 units, and Jonathan Solo Malone up over 5.5 units. Check us out over at Tony'sPicks.com and use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine today. I've got lots of plays, everybody. I mean, a multi-sport handicapper like me, we're going to be involved in it all. And I've got a 5-pack right now. See up there, up over the last 7 days there. I've got a 5-pack in UFC currently today. I've also got 7 plays in the NFL preseason. I go a little heavier than most because not everyone handicaps preseason, and I think there is an advantage to be had. So check out my 7-pack of plays. I'm going to give you some plays here in just a few minutes. Free plays up and down the board in NFL action, but I also have a 5-pack in MMA and also have today. I'm going to give you some winners here in the WNBA. Back to action here, and I want to hear from you. So check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20%. That UFC card today starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. That's just 6:30 in the morning in Perth, Australia, apparently, or 3:30, 6. I think 6:30 in the morning over there is what they said. A 12-hour difference. So a little bit of a strange time to start the card over there, but they just make it comfortable for everybody here, I guess. All right. Appreciate you guys. We're ready to roll here with the show. And we're going to start Major League Baseball. We're going to go quickly because I do want to preview NFL preseason. Even preseason, I think, is important the way I look at it anyway. Let me get rolling here with our card gang. All right, I'm ready. Get ready for we're going to go quick. I promise you guys, there's too many games, and I hope I don't leave you guys behind. So just be please ready here. So we get rolling with the Mariners taking on the Pirates today with Luis Castillo on the road here. Is going to be a road favorite, $1.50 here today, maybe 8.5 here on this total for the Mariners and Luis Castillo in this one. Let me see here. Maybe I'm not ready for the show. Castillo, a 2.47 ERA in his last 7 starts, a 4-2 record for Castillo. In those, he's gone over in 4 straight on the road. Mariners have lost 4 straight games following yesterday's game here. Let me see, what was it yesterday? 5-3. The Pirates came out on top yesterday with Gilbert and Skeens. So Bucks were able to get that one. For Falter here, he has a 5.93 ERA in his last 4 starts. Pittsburgh just 3-10 with Brady Falter in his last 13 starts. The Bucks were able to snap that losing streak and get one there. And can we come back here again on them today? I might do it. Pirates have gone over in 12 of their last 18 games. Falter's been a pretty big under pitcher, but go ahead, gang. I don't see much from you guys. We're just getting started. Nathan, the Pirates have lost 0 in a row after yesterday's win. They had lost 10 straight going into that one. So Johnny's got the answer there as well. Not much from you guys, it feels like, in this one. So let's see here. Nobody's going to play. Nobody's going to have any suggestions. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Pirates here as my play. We're going to go on the run line. Give me the Pirates. Wine Time back from his honeymoon. Hello, Wine Time. Glad to have you back. And you and your bride, congratulations from me. All right. I'm going to take the Pirates here on the run line in this one with Falter. What is the run line, actually? Maybe I'd like to see it. Maybe I'll take him on the money line. Just wanted to be sure here and start. Minus $1.35 or so. Sign me up. I'm going to take the Pirates today after getting the win yesterday. Johnny says take Castillo's over on his K-prop. And Nate says Mariners money line. All right, next up. Yankees with Carlos Rodon going up against Kidder Montero of the Tigers in this one for Rodon. He's got a 2.22 ERA in his last 4 starts. All wins by the Yankees. All wins for Rodon. Yankees are 16-8 with Rodon on the mound this season. The Yankees have gone over now in 34 of their last 48 games overall. Definitely still grooving. Yesterday, just 3-0 with Garrett Cole on the mound. Guess Garrett Cole just decides to show up and he'll be ready. Here it looks like Yankees still we take it for granted here, but they're still cruising along here in their battle with Baltimore and such in the American League East. So for Montero, a 5.87 ERA in his last 4 starts for the youngster, a 2-2 record for Montero in those. Detroit's won 4 of their last 5 after dropping that one yesterday. They've gone under in 8 of their last 11 games overall here. And let's see if you guys have anything here with the Yanks and the Tigers in this one with Wine Time says maybe you take the Yankees here, but thinks you guys are like me, probably just going to wait and get Ramon's picks here today with so many games to choose from. I'm going to take the New York Yankees on the run line today with Wine Time here, as he said. Yep. Jermaine, hello, good morning as well. I'm going to take the Yankees here and lay it on the run line against the Tigers today. I would think the Yankees going to be continuing with that run and their offense here. Jermaine on the Yankees. Johnny's on the Yankees as well. Nate would take him on the run line. I want to see maybe just a little more if we're going to make it a consensus play today. All right, next up, let's take a look at the Blue Jays on the road here against the Cubs. You got Chris Bassett on the mound for Toronto going up against Justin Steele. All right, let's see here. For Toronto in this one, and Bassett, he has a 7.42 ERA in his last 5 starts, and he went 1-4 in those starts. So Bassett just getting a little long here, it feels like right now. It doesn't feel too great, but Toronto 3-9 in his last 12 starts. Toronto's won 7 of their last 12. What a game that was yesterday. I got to be honest. I mean, big weekend. You got to get the sleep where you can. And, middle of the day on a Friday when you're going to book it up. And, maybe by the time that game was getting late yesterday, I had a premium play on the over, okay? And I'm also had a soccer match, I think, in there as a premium. And, I guess maybe I was watching the game kind of like this, like I do sometimes, those day games in baseball. One eye open, and by the time I opened both eyes, the Cubs game had gone over, and the soccer game was a push. And 6-5 Cubs end up winning that one yesterday in 10 innings, and we did have a premium on that one on the over. But also we had the consensus winner there on the Cubs yesterday. Even we took Kyle Hendricks yesterday. So Justin Steele here, a 3.91 ERA in his last 4 starts. He's gone under in 7 straight starts overall. Cubs have dropped 3 of 4. They had a little losing streak there before winning yesterday's game. Toronto still a massive over in 35. Of their last 47 games overall, the Cubs have gone over in 6 of their last 8 games at home. Steele at $1, maybe $1.60 here right now. And the total 8/20. See if you guys have a play here. Blue Jays and Cubs. And let's see what we have with Cubs money line with Jermaine here. Wine Time says this thing is on the move here, huh? Is it this game or yeah? Let me see. I definitely have to update it. It's 8/20 everywhere. Oh no, that's what we have. Okay. Peasy, good morning and hello. R. Tom's hello, good morning. Justin, hello. And R. Tom says, give her the Cubs run line. And Justin says, Cubs money line. Got some Cubs action here. Blake is on the over. I'll take the over with Blake. I like the over in this one. I don't feel confident right now with the Cubs, despite the win yesterday. Remember, I think it was 5-2 when I somehow fell asleep. You guys, I got to be honest here. And Nate says he's got Steele to do it and taking the Cubs there. You'll get a better price than that. I'll leave 170 up there, but it's down to 160 here. We're about ready to wrap this up with Liverpool here, I think. A little bit of pressure here from Ipswich. I got a corner, but we've got a premium here on Liverpool, minus a goal and a half today, as I want to get it started. If your handicapper said they didn't remember there was a 7:30 Eastern game, then what are we doing here, folks? Oh gosh, cross into the zone. I think we'll hang on in this one, but Ipswich Town trying to put one in here late and celebrate their return here to the Premier League. That might do it. All right, they're going to turn one away. All right, I'm going to keep going here as I try to sweat out my game a little bit. Next up, Marlins and Mets with Meyer and Severino in this one. And Severino going to be a big favorite here, of course, with the Mets at $1.90 or so. For Meyer here, an 8.22 ERA in his last 3 starts. Even I'll be hard-pressed to find a way here. It feels like going to have to find a lean to the Mets somehow. Marlins have dropped 11 of their last 17. They've gone over in 8 of their last 10. Severino hasn't been that swift either. He's got an 8.5 ERA in his last 4 starts. Mets are just 5-8 in their last 13 games overall. They've gone over in 5 straight as well, following yesterday's 7-3 victory over the Marlins. Consensus winner here on the show. Good job, you guys, taking the run line yesterday with the Mets. Meet the Mets, greet the Mets. Severino 2-0 in his career against the Marlins with a 2.19 ERA. Let's see if you guys have anything here in this one. Meyer's gone over in 5 of his last 7, and 5 of his 7 starts. I think is pretty safe to say this year. Here, and it's going to be let's see, here's one from Justin. He likes the over here, and so do I. I'll take it with Justin. I'm just roll. First one I see, I'm just going to agree with. No, I like the over here. You see the numbers there for these starters right now, and I would think they'll get some runs early. Our Tom is leaning to the Mets. Jermaine leaning to the Mets. And Nate Dogg's got one for sure here. He says, give me the Mets in the first 5. For Meyer, he's 4-3 in the first 5 for Miami. Severino, 12-9-2. Not terrible, not awful, pretty okay. Mike Allison, good morning.
Final.
All right, we're rolling, baby. We got to keep it going here. We got the final here. Liverpool opens the season 2-0 victory, and we're going to roll into 4 games coming up here. I've got 2 of them loaded up. My package went off already with that first game, but I did look at 2 games here in the EPL, and got the matches coming up here in just 30 minutes. If you're interested, hit me up over at Tony'sPicks.com and use that promo code Tony T. Check it. I don't have those in a package. They were in a 3-pack, but check it out if you'd like. I think we're going to roll today. We're already starting off with the winner. I like that. All right. Zach Gallen here going up against Springs. We know it. Springs. Got to at least do the man a solid here and keep his name right. All right. For the Diamondbacks here in this one. Let's see if I can't get this one straight. There we go. I think I'm here. All right. For the Diamondbacks and Zach Gallen, he's got a 3.18 ERA in his last 5 starts and 3-0, but did see him leave the game. Remember, I was mentioning it. Turned out to be just some leg cramps, so pretty decent news. Good news for the Diamondbacks and Zach Gallen. He's back here. Does have 1 start against the Rays, 6 innings pitched, 4 runs allowed. Arizona's won 5 straight Gallen starts. And, of course, Arizona continues to be hot with wins in 24 of their last 31 games. Not yesterday, though. The Rays got that one 5-4. here. They took us down. We thought Arizona yesterday, gang. So we're going to proceed with caution here. Tampa Bay still lost 9 of their last 14 games overall. They've gone under in 13 of their last 18, but Arizona's been a solid over, going over in 16 of their last 19 games overall. All right, we'll see what you guys doing. You guys are picking up some steam here in the chat today. And let's see here here's an over for Blake to get us started with this game between the Diamondbacks and the Rays. I'm feeling it. Here's Justin on the Diamondbacks. He also likes the team total over. Biggie is here today. Our Tom says Rays money line in this one. And here... Arizona team total here. Jermaine says they're clicking PZ. Hello. Oh, they're having a conversation in there. Okay, Nanya's here. Hi, Nanya. Darren leaning towards Tampa Bay first 5, but bet Arizona money line. Okay, and I think that's probably where I'm headed. I got to take Zach Gallen here. A closely rated game, but I like Arizona. I've got to take him again. I can't go premium after they, didn't get it done yesterday. Here, Mike Allison though on the Rays, definitely a mixed bag from the chat in this one. Nate says Diamondbacks in a first 3 bet. And hello to Tooch. Great to see him yesterday. He was at a great show yesterday. I stopped by and said hello. Great to have Tooch here in the chat. Appreciate you very much. Great show. Check out Tooch there on YouTube. You can find him. You know where to find him. He's been around. Okay, thank you. Also, Jermaine. Oh, I think that does it for this one. I'm going to take the Diamondbacks here with Zach Gallen. Try to bounce back with him here today after the loss yesterday. Next up, Nationals and Mackenzie Gore going up against Sanchez in this one, and the Phillies. For Gore, he comes in with an 8.16 ERA in his last 3 starts. Washington just 3-6 with Mackenzie Gore on the mound. Gore, Washington's gone over in 12 of his last 14 starts right now, as Gore's been kind of plodding along for sure. For Sanchez, he's got a 6.18 ERA in his last 5 starts. The Phillies are just 2-5 with Sanchez in his last 7 starts. Phillies, however, got the win yesterday with Nola, 3-2. If anybody saw that coming, let me know. I think I had thought we'd see more runs in that one. We did have, I had the Phillies on the run line yesterday in that one, and on the show anyway, and they were only able to get the 1-run victory. I guess the total's 15 because Ramon doesn't know how to type. Let me put the right total in there for 9. The total's 9. It's not 15. There we go. Nobody said anything in the chat, or did they? Everyone would be pounding. Joe would be coming in here saying, "Hey, Ramon had a 15 on the game. I bet it with Ramon." And I'd say, "Come on, Joe, it was an error." And Joe'd say, "Just pay me, Ramon, and all." Check out Joe. He's got his best plays here. Marlins, Mets over. Giants, A's over. Dodgers, Cardinals over. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And we need new shoes in the chat. We need new cars in the chat. We're going to need some victories here right now. Thank you, Tooch. You can share your information in the chat. Appreciate you in there. Justin here, Phillies team total over. It's kind of like when the old coach John McKay, said about his USC team. He said, "Well, we played like a bunch of bananas out there today," and next morning, or on Monday morning, he opened his door and there was a carton of bananas outside his front door. The next week, after USC bounced back with a big victory, Coach McKay said, "We played like a bunch of Mercedes out there today." He was hoping to get a brand new Mercedes delivered into his driveway like it was a Lexus. Justin says, "Give me bomb here for an RBI as his play today." Nanya, thank you for your action there with your UFC there today. Appreciate that. Going to be a fun card there. And Law Dog, Philly, first 5. Final. Tooch has got his plays in there. Check them out in the chat. Jermaine says, not a great day here today in Philly. And let's see if we got a few more from the chat here. How about it? Tyrone's ready to go with Adesanya in the big one tonight. And we'll get to it too. We go in the order of the games here, kind of. Exactly, we do. We go in rotation order here, so we're going to have all of them. Mike says give him the under in this one. A new car! Jeff's here today. You guys are having some fun in the chat. I better just cut this one short before I start having too much fun. A new car! All right. Nationals and Phillies here. Let me make the call. Give me the Nationals here on the run line today. What are we getting on that run line? I'm going to take them against the Phillies after yesterday, the one-run game. Figure they can hang in there. Come on, Nationals, minus $1.25. Give them to me, the Nationals, plus a run and a half with Mackenzie Gore. All right. Next up, we're going to keep it rolling here. Royals and Reds with Michael Wacha going here for Kansas City up against Lodolo for the Reds. In this one, and for Wacha, he's got a 2.95 ERA in his last 7 starts. For Wacha's 5-0 in those 7 starts. The Royals have won 7 of his last 8 starts. For Lodolo, he has a 5.79 ERA in his last 4 starts. But the Reds are 9-4 in the last 13 Lodolo starts here. The Reds have won 7 of their last 11. But yesterday, the Royals got the best of this one with Lorenzen looking jacked out there on the mound, didn't he? If he spent as much time. Well, that would be unfair. He looked good. Did the job. 7-1 victory for the Royals yesterday on the road. Royals have gone over in 14 of their last 20 games overall. Not yesterday. That was an under for sure. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. Wacha dominates the Reds in his career. 13-3 record with a 2.54 ERA. That's a long-term sample, but nonetheless, he's enjoyed it here and kind of shows him on the road, too. He could enjoy it here. Let's see what we got in the chat. Tyrone, going to go with the Royals here. Trey Berry, nice to have Trey Berry here over in Kansas City in this one. I might be right there with Trey, I'm thinking here. Let's see. I'll give it. That's the way I'm going. I'm going over with Trey here. Our Tom's on the Royals. Justin says De La Cruz over 1.5 bases. Our Tom's on the Royals. Darren says Kansas City first 5 with Wacha. It's just 7-10-4 for Wacha in the first 5. Lodolo 10-7-2. Wine Time likes the Reds. Tooch says got Lodolo here going under in his strikeout prop. Trey says, give me KC and over. Blake is on the over. And Gerardo, hello and good morning. Must be like Christmas for Gerardo getting our domestic leagues underway. Law Dog, it's the law taking the Royals here today. And I will take the over with Wacha and Lodolo. Next up, the Red Sox and Brian Bayo going up against the Orioles and Povich. In this one for Bayo, he's got a 3.86 ERA in his last 5 starts, but 5 no decisions. However, the Red Sox are 7-1 in the last 8 Bayo starts. For Povich, he's been bad. 13 blah, blah, blah ERA in his last 3 starts. 3 losses for Povich. He's struggled here. Orioles 3-5 with Povich on the mound this season. They've gone over in 15 of his. Let me see. No, that can't be right. Bad typing by me there. For the Orioles are an over team. We know that. They've gone over in 21 of their last 28 games overall coming into this one. Red Sox have dropped 6 of their last 9, but they were able to outslug them yesterday. We had the premium pick winner on the over. Yeah, we faded that steam yesterday, and it cost us. I feel like the Orioles were a pretty popular play yesterday as a big favorite. I know even I took them just on the money line as a huge favorite, and they didn't get it done with Burns. It was a 12-10 game. Red Sox did make a pitching change and came in with Bernardino to open up yesterday. So what do you guys have? Go ahead and hit me up in the chat. Red Sox and O's. I know where I'm headed in this one. Let's see if you guys are too. Start off with Darren on Baltimore here. Justin is on the over like I am. Justin, there it is. I'll take the over. Woo! Might need a little air. All right, here we go. R. Thompson's on Baltimore here in this one. Dre says we are going way over in this one. Yeah, we are. We're going way over here. See what else we got in this one. Dave is here today. Good morning. He's on the Red Sox. And Nate is leaning to the O's. And Trey says you got to go over in this one. It does feel like it's going to be a massive over today. Maybe it should be a premium, but with so many games, I mean, I'm already loaded up with a ton of action. We'll get to some baseball premiums today, but I feel like we're going to get the best here. I love this card. I'm going to marry it. All right, I'm on the over in that one. Here's the Twins and Festa going up against the Rangers and Nathan Eovaldi here. Festa's been okay at 2.03, been good. 2.03 ERA in his last 3 outings. Did get a win. Does have a loss in those, but so far, so good for Festa. In 5 starts, the Twins have won 3 of them. They come in here off the 4-3 victory yesterday for Team Steam consensus. I also had a premium on the under in that game. Woods Richardson, pretty good outing, outdueling Haney there for the most part. Twins have won 11 of their last 16 games overall. The Rangers, meanwhile, have dropped 14 of their last 20. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to recover here this season and get into the postseason right now. They keep flubbing and stubbing their toe here each time out, it feels like. Rangers have gone over in 16 of their last 20 games overall in this one. So, all right, gang, what do you have here with the Twins going up against the Rangers? This, to me, was the one that I wasn't really sure on it of all this card. I think, let's see here. I have the total there at 8.5 under 20, but there's no doubt this thing is lower at a lot of spots right now. I'm showing some of the sharper books at 8 over 20 even in this one. All right, let's see. Is Timmy the Tulip going over? All right, Thomas couldn't make it. So let me know if anybody sees a consensus. I don't mind if anybody chimes in. I hope I didn't miss any so far. It does feel like a bit of a mixed bag in some of these games, but if anybody wants to chime in and help us out, Thomas says, hey, Saturday, he's, this, I'm so appreciative of Thomas. He's listening. So let's try to come up with a consensus for him and make him proud. All right. Dre's on the Rangers. Trey is on Minnesota. Biggie likes the over. Dave is on the under in this one. Jermaine says Rangers get it done. And Nate says Nate's not been good. And if Nate knows anything about Nate knows Nate. Hey, Daniel Anglero is here today talking about that Phillies game. Yeah, Art Thompson's on Minnesota here. Nana Muscle says take the Twins, and so does Law Dog saying take the Twins here today. This one I've got to go to the markets here and see if I can pull the trigger late on something here. Public Enemies here today on the Rangers. Mike Allison says under. Joe says Twins and over. Come on, everybody is all over the place in this one. And Daniel says come back with the Phillies on that other game. I know we've already been there, done that. All right, gang. This one feels a little bit to me, but I'm going to end up on the Rangers here with Nathan Eovaldi. I'm going to take one shot with you, Rangers. This might be it here today. Give me the Rangers at home with Eovaldi as a small favorite. I wouldn't put this as a premium right now, but the price there is a little bit stale. Actually, it's Rangers up to about $1.30, $1.35, $1.41 at Bovada. I'm going to have to color that sharp, considering the Twins are the obvious better team than the Rangers this season. But the moves on the Rangers, sometimes Ramon's a market handicapper, and I'm going to take the Rangers in this one. Darren's on the under. Daniel says go over in that Royals game that we talked about earlier. Appreciate you, Daniel. I'll get your plays in there for sure, having you stop by on a Saturday. Next up, it's the Giants and the Athletics playing in Oakland. This is a little bit of a nostalgic series here, certainly, because they're definitely with the advent of interleague play so long ago, they've definitely put together a bit of a rivalry. Remember, the interleague teams, the local rivals would always play every year. So I think the Giants and the Athletics are still a bit of a tradition series here in the Bay Area, right? All right, you got Birdsong here going up against Beto. And let me see if I can get it together here. All right, for Beto, he has a 2.25 ERA in his last two outings, a 1-1 record. A's continuing to look pretty decent here, obviously, since the All-Star break. One of the best teams in the league, certainly 15-9, but that's still, I think, top 5 or 6 records in the league here as these two meet. They did not play yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, so just a little bit of they were the two teams that didn't play on yesterday's card. The A's are 8-1 in their last 9 series openers. They've gone over in 4 straight coming into this one. For Birdsong, he's looked terrible. Last 2 outings gotten shelled, actually, with a couple of losses. He has gone under in 6 of his 8 starts, but Giants here have lost 4 of 5 coming into this one. And let's see what you guys have here with this Bay Area game here as these two play in Oakland before the A's leave for good. And there was news out of that, like I said, much ado about nothing with all the talk about, they're not going to get a stadium together, and more progression yesterday for the stadium construction here in Las Vegas. Okay, here we go with, I think our Tomps has us first with the A's. Here, Jermaine says take the Giants team total over. And Nate says give him Oakland first 5 and full game. Dre is on the over here. And I think Dave is saying over maybe in the game. Giants sliding A's over. Giants are sliding A's over. Maybe he's going over here. Darren's on the Giants. Timmy the Tulip is here. Miss you, Timmy. Great to see you. Hopefully you're back for the football season here. Great to have Timmy the Tulip said go with the A's here today. So I will. If Timmy the Tulip is back, I'm going with the A's. I'm going with Beto. And Daniel's going with the Eagles to win the East. Blake says give him Oakland. Also, Public Enemy likes the game to go over here. Johnny, I think he's saying go over in this one as well. I like where you guys are heading. Law Dog says it's a lock. And remember, we're changing the narrative here. My controversial position, you can call out locks. It doesn't mean they're going to win. It just means you like the game a lot. Come on, let's stop picking on all the people that say there are no locks. Just if you like the game, you call it a lock. All right, Daniel says, give me Baltimore in this one. Stop, Gio. Hello and thank you. We're changing the narrative on the locks, you guys. We could say the word lock. Doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot. There's 1,000, 1,600 games, whatever. There are 2,100 something. All right, I'm taking the A's. We got to keep this going. White Sox. Wait a minute here. $4. Okay, so today's the day. All of a sudden, all these White Sox games, these flexing games, whatever, they were 285, 275, 310, whatever. Now you want to go to $4 because why? Give me the White Sox here. I don't care. I don't care. I'm taking the white. I'll take them on the run line. Maybe I'll take them plus 2.5, 3.5. I don't care. I'm taking the White Sox. No problem. I mean, Houston probably should win. They better win. Favored at -$4, but I guess we're in that type of the season. And on a Saturday, you're going to have every parlay tied into something like this. I would imagine it's not a huge sports betting day, just an interesting sports betting day with the preseason and everything. All right, we're not going to beat this one around too much because we've done that enough every game, with the White Sox. But, flexing, he's 0-20 or something like that in his last 20 starts, whatever it is. It's just been a massive run of losses whenever Flexen's out there. We're not going to pick on it here. And for Brown, he's actually been quite good. I mean, there's nothing I can tell you that says Houston won't take care of this one. They've won 8 of their last 9. The White Sox still only have 3 wins in the last month or so. Brown, 2.8 ERA in his last 6 starts, a 4-1 record in those starts. He also is 2-0 against the White Sox with an ERA just over 3. Flexen, it's been 17 straight starts. I guess I got to tell the news here a little bit, but Chicago's lost 17 straight with Flexen right now. They've gone under in 11 of their last 17 overall, but I've got the White Sox in this one. Money line, run line, whatever. I don't care. $4, good for you. I'll just take the White Sox as a play here on the show. That, not a lot of, you can lay 2 runs if you want to. I wouldn't argue with you. I'm just saying not at $4. Not for me. I'll take, this will be this might be the day. We always say, oh, look for spots with the White Sox this season and trying to get cute in this little position and this little position here. I'm just saying whatever. I'll just burn $100 bill or something and look at it that way. Here comes some plays, though. Nate says that Stroh's pen's been bad. So look, Peasy, Stroh's have been garbage. So, look, there is a little bit of a problem here. Remember, White Sox won the game yesterday. Let's not bury the lead on this game. I think that would probably be it with Crochet and Arrighetti. Here's under from Daniel. Thank you, Daniel, for all your plays today. Man, I like having you in here. Astros never, right? You got to cover them. How can you cover them to lay $4 and lay a run and a half or 2.5? Here's the team total over. Let's move on. That's a bad game, but I'm on the White Sox. Come on. Here's the Dodgers, and it will be Bobby Miller. Your book, I think all the books are open now on this game. This one was a little bit slow to get to market because of the announcement of Miller kind of came late last night. But we're confident Miller here gets the start for the Dodgers in this one. I don't know if it's going to be the best situation. The widely reported steam came in on the Cardinals here. I might even favor them in this game, but maybe I could look to the total here. What do you guys have? You guys can get ready in the chat. Let me talk about it a little bit anyway. With Palante, a 4.88 ERA in his last 5 starts. So he's struggled here a little bit after he kind of was just cruising along and looking pretty decent, giving his team a fair chance every time. But now the Cardinals have lost 5 straight with Palante on the mound. They've lost 6 of their last 7 overall and couldn't get it done yesterday as the Dodgers were able to pull it off eventually 7-6. The Dodgers were able to get that win. We had them here on the morning steam. They've won 9 of their last 13, still just 7-13, their last 20 on the road. Dodgers have gone over in 14 of their last 21. Cards have gone over in 5 of their last 7 games. I'll take the over as my play in this one. Go ahead and comment in the chat here. I'm sorry to go first here, but let's see. Here we go. Hey, if it ain't foreign, it's boring. Is his time of year here, their time of year with a soccer back. Wine Time says Cards. Trey Berry's back on the other game. Dave says my Cards will get one here. I kind of want to go with the Cards today, really, but I'm going to take the total here. Trey Berry run line here for the Dodgers. And PZ, they haven't won back-to-back games in a couple months, it feels like. Darren says Dodgers first 5 run line. Timmy the Tulip, Cardinals team total over, and I will go over in this one with the Dodgers. And look at that. I think, do I have the line way off here? Actually, it's 9, so I'm not trying to get one over on anybody. But the total is pretty much 9, so I better call it right because I have a feeling this one's going to be an over today. I mean, this one opened. Some books opened it as low as 8/20, so it's almost a full run higher, maybe about a run and 3/4 higher. All right. Let's keep it moving because we got to get to the preseason here. Those picks are going to come fast and furious. Guardians and Brewers here with Tanner Bybee on the road going up against Freddie Peralta in this one. We saw the Brew Crew get another win. You guys told me yesterday. You guys told me and told Team Steam. Who was it? Just Fernando? Was Fernando? You're talking. We had the Guardians and the Brewers were able to get the win yesterday, 5-3. So no problem there. We'll see though with Peralta here today on the mound. I wouldn't be as confident here. It feels like I might give the lead to Bybee. Let's maybe hear from you guys on this one. For Bybee, been solid here. That's what I like to see. 1.61 ERA in his last 4 starts. He's got a 3-0 record in those starts. Cleveland 6-2 last 8 starts with Bybee on the mound. Peralta just a 5.29 ERA in his last 3 starts, and the Brewers are just 2-5 with Peralta. Yeah, maybe at home they can be a little bit better. Remember, there's still 12 games over 500. They're still live for everything they can to achieve here. This is definitely a hot matchup here at the interleague game. Brewers have won 8 of their last 11 games overall. Peralta's gone over in 17 of 24 starts here. Cleveland's won 5 of their last 6. Go ahead, chat. We got to keep going here. And it will be, if it ain't foreign, it's boring, says take Cleveland. Dave says take the Brewers. R. Tomp says takes Cleveland, and I will take the Cleveland Guardians on the road to win today. All right, next up. Nate, also here, Cleveland and under. Thanks, you guys. Hope I don't miss your plays. I don't mean to keep going, but got to talk about my Padres on the road here. How about the interesting stat yesterday? Never in Major League history had 3 guys named Jackson hit triples on the same day. That's our stat of the day. 3 guys named Jackson. All the great Jackson, you know who they are. The Jackson 3, all hit triples yesterday. They're all amazing, aren't they? We forget. I mean, Jackson Churio. He's a forgotten Jackson. He's like he's like he's not Randy, he's not Jermaine, he's not Michael, he's Tito. Jackson Churio is the Tito of Jacksons. All right. Padres here with got beat yesterday. They almost brought the tying run to the plate, almost in Padres fashion, but lost 7-3 to Quantrill yesterday. We did get that what was it? No, we had the total over, I think, actually, in that game as our play here on the show. I don't think we got there. I think I marked it a win, thinking the Padres were going to get it done. All right. For the Padres and Dylan Cease, he just has a 4.63 ERA since his no-hitter, but Padres still are 5-1 in his last 6 starts. It hasn't mattered because the offense so good. They come in having won 19 of their last 23. Like I said, I thought they'd gotten over the hump a little bit, playing down to their competition, but the Rockies just seem to give these guys a hard time. It feels like Freeland, not so much. He does have just a 4.37 ERA in 21 career starts against the Padres. Freeland has a 6.16 ERA in his last 4 starts. But get this, Colorado's gone 7-1 in Kyle Freeland's last 8 starts. Colorado still has lost 13 of their last 20. But let's see what you guys are going to do with the Padres and the Rocks today. I think Daniel started us off with an under in this one. Here is Trey going under. Dave says he likes the under. Timmy's on the Padres run line. R. Thompson's on the Padres. Timmy says, light up Freeland here in this one. And could Dylan Cease, kind of bounce back here and dominate? I don't know if he will. Daniel Nava, he's back on another game, but thank you, Daniel. Good to see you. Law Dog says go over. And Justin likes Manny to go over on his total bases here today. And Blake says Padres run line. Darren says first 5 over. I've got to grab the Rockies here like Ray because Padres, whatever reason, and it's not a good time for this, but look, it's baseball. I mean, I'm not, saying it's always in the Padres' head here, but I'm going to grab the Rockies today plus a 1.5 against my Padres. I think it's probably just about $1.15 or so. Oh, they're actually plus money. The old plus. Well, that should score me some points. Let me take the Rockies on the run line today. All right. Next up, take the Braves here and the Angels with Chris Sale on the mound going up against Griffin Canning. Look, Angels got it done yesterday. The Braves, whatever their problem is right now, everyone seems to be onto it for the most part, right? Kind of picking on them a little bit. And I don't know. I kind of want to go against them again here today. Chris Sale's been great. You know that. 2.55 ERA in his last 4 starts. No wins to show for it because of these bumbling bats of the Braves right now. They've still gone over in 7 of their last 11. Chris Sale has dominated the Angels in his career. He's 7-0 with a 1.06 ERA in 8 career starts. He's felt comfortable against the Angels, whatever you want to make of that sample size, 7-0 with a 1 ERA in 8 starts. Griffin Canning, a 6.49 ERA in his last 5 starts. Angels are 6-3, last 9 with Griffin Canning on the mound. Angels have gone under in 6 of their last 7 games at home. And go ahead, chat. I think we can get the plays from you here in this one. With Blake starting us off, he's got the under. Law Dog says Braves and under. Dre is on the under. Chris Brady says I want first 5 over, however. All right, man, I want to take the Angels today, but maybe just too dominant. God, I want the Angels. Jermaine says I like the under here. Give me whatever the under is. I have it listed at 8, but when he says that, it makes me think that maybe it's not 8. No, it's definitely 8. Maybe it's even shaded to the over here. All right. I'll take the Braves with Chris Sale on the run line today. Maybe they get it done. I'll just be totally square there. Dave's on the Halos. All right. Johnny's got our first and might be our only Nerfy request of the day with Sale. He's 9 for 22. Not good. Chris Sale, slow starter always, but today Johnny takes the Nerfy. Canning is 12 for 24. I believe that might be the worst in the major leagues. So good luck to Johnny. I love you. And Canning allowed a run in half of his first innings this season. Daniel's on the Braves run line. All right, that is it for Major League Baseball, and we are sparing no time here. Let me get one more here for Dre with Braves and the under. Oh, Johnny. All right, let's go right now. Let's talk NFL football preseason. We're going fast here, you guys, with these, today just because of what can you say? These are, week number 2. Some teams, this will be an important week, traditionally important week. certainly, I won't say traditionally, we've been always 4, but last year we had 3 weeks. We're just kind of, some teams, maybe it's week 2, some teams, maybe it's week 3. I just don't think we know yet. Whatever these teams will figure out in the future, which is the true dress rehearsal. All right. Well, the Ravens last week, they're still the Ravens, right? They're still Harbaugh and the Ravens. Okay, so maybe in the last 2 years, whatever, he's lost 3 of his last 4 preseason games. It doesn't mean to me, I would think, and the Ravens are down to a 1-point favorite here, by the way, but it doesn't seem to me like that should change the philosophy here of how the Ravens operate. And they're going up against a Falcons organization, right? That, okay, so maybe things will be better. Maybe we'll see. I don't think we're actually going to. Oh, yeah, we will get a little bit of Penix maybe today, but no Jackson, of course. The Ravens had that goofy game last week against the Eagles that got all wonky and funky late in this one. And you mean to tell me now the Falcons, oh, we've got so much talent, we're going to go up there and beat a Ravens team that consistently is one of the best is the best preseason team in the history of pro football. So look, might be still tough, and maybe the Ravens don't have that depth, especially with the rotation that they're going to end up here with Josh Johnson probably in there quite a bit today as well. But no Derrick Henry, want to see him, of course, with the Ravens, but we're not. So also, the Falcons, they had injuries last week to that defense. So I kind of want to lean to the over here in this one. That's going to be my play today, Falcons and Ravens. I'm going to take this one over at 35.5 here. And I still trust Harbaugh and everything. I just think it's part of just, precision, repetition, how the approach is. Remember, the Falcons, they're trying to just figure out how to get an NFL franchise together. The Ravens are a, legitimate Super Bowl contender. It's only preseason. Anything could happen. All right. Anything here? Ravens and under here for Dre. He says, "Hey, Dre, you just don't be talking about my man Josh Johnson like that. If that, well, I don't think is Josh. Aren't we in a little bit of a battle here for that number 2? Let me see here. Actually, no, Josh Johnson's the backup, right? That's my man. Okay, that's my man's Josh Johnson. All right." Giants in Texas, the Texans in this one, Giants and Texans here. And we're going to see Danny Dimes today for sure. That is almost one of the biggest stories of the day, actually, coming in, it feels like, with the Giants quarterback getting the chance to first appearance for Jones since suffering a torn ACL. So that will be important. He'll be out there. This is a pretty important game. He's the man still, no matter what. You have Tommy Cutlets out there as well for the Giants in this one. For the Texans here, look, you don't need to worry too much about, what you're going to do with your starting quarterback. You have the man here, certainly. So whether or not we see the starters from the Texans, that I don't think is important. I'm just happy that the Texans are going to have their receivers back this season. I think that's going to be just huge for Stroud. We already saw Dell get a touchdown from him last week. So all full speed ahead for the Texans once we get into the regular season here. If this line is 3, I think I'm definitely going to lean towards the Giants here to just stay in this game today. That'll be my pick. The steam came in on the Giants. The spread actually went as high as, I think it was as high as 5.5 at one point, but I'll just take the Giants here plus a field goal. That total at 40 or 39.5. I'm not sure what anybody sees in that. I guess they figured Jones and Stroud can have a little bit of action here, but I don't know. That seems very, very high for this game. Couple picks from you guys, maybe not. And let's see here. Yeah, he'll fit in just fine with all of the Raiders' great quarterbacks. Who are these guys? Dre's on the under. R. Thompson's on the under in this one. That's a high total, right, gang? And, maybe, just maybe. Okay, let me keep it rolling here with NFL preseason action. The Bengals are going to take on the Bears in this one. I got the Bears just a huge favorite here. The Bengals' plans is going to be, I don't know, maybe just kind of walking through this one is kind of the expectation here, obviously, just by looking at that. Williams looked good in that first appearance last week, 4 for 7 for 94 yards and had a couple of field goals there. Burrow was back on the field and he connected to Higgins. And I don't know about that haircut, but nonetheless, this is going to be a significant game for both teams. I don't see how the Bears should be favored in this one, even with the Bengals maybe makeshift plan. I would think we're going to see some action here from the Bengals in this one, and I'm just going to take the Bengals. Maybe I'm not reading the tea leaves correctly in this one. I don't think the Bengals are packing this one in necessarily. I think I'm not worried about Burrow. I'm talking about the rest of the team. I think we'll see enough participation from the Bengals in this one to think that they can stay within a touchdown here today. And I don't know if there's any plays from the chat in some of these, but all right. And if it ain't born, it's born. He loves Penix. And that, but talking about Williams here in this one, I'm just going to take the Bengals. I think the odds makers. I'm just one guy, so I'm obviously wrong because it's 6.5. The Bears are obviously going to smoke the Bengals, but I don't think that's the plan for the Bengals to be, just mailing this week 2 game in. All right, I'll spit it out. Let's keep rolling here. The Lions will take on the Chiefs today in this one, and the Chiefs here up to 7-point favorite today. I can't get involved in that. Certainly, I think the Chiefs will win here, but in a preseason game, I don't ever going to do anything like that. Now, the Lions are obviously not going to play Goff here in this one, and their situation looks atrocious after that. Hendon Hooker did get knocked from the game. I mean, I do want to see him out there, but he got a concussion last week. He, ran the ball. He threw the ball. He looked pretty good. But then when Sudfeld came in, it wasn't good. So Chiefs should have it here, but I'm not too interested in anything that says a 7 on it. I'd rather just take the Lions here in a preseason game. If the Chiefs smoke them, good for them. But I'm taking 7 in a free play on YouTube at this point. And Stop Geo, you bet I'm involved in the UFC tonight. I've got a 5-pack of plays up at Tony'sPicks.com. Thanks for lobbing me a great big softball. You don't have to get the package, but anyone out there, I've got my premium pick package for UFC tonight in Perth, Australia at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. The Vikings will take on the Browns here in this one, and Vikings are kind of a mess here, obviously, with McCarthy going down. That was really a bummer. Does mean that Sam Darnold is going to be the starting quarterback, I would think, at this point. You got Mullins, you got Jaron Hall. That's who you're going to see here today. And this total has dropped significantly here in this one from 37 down to 34. I don't know. That's kind of goofy, I would think here. Yes, the Vikings are going to have some issues here in this one, but the Sharps kind of steamed the total over coming into this. I want to peek at the market here, maybe just real quick. Yeah, okay. No, I think it's almost dipped a little bit too low for me here in this one. And I'm going to take this one to go over with Minnesota and Cleveland. It was as high as 37, but, it's kind of moved on that talk about what's going on with Minnesota. Not so much. They also had a couple receivers go down this week with injuries. They escaped some big injuries, but I do think they're a little bit short everywhere offensively, and I think that's why you're seeing the total decline as well. But at 34 in a preseason game, I got to be honest with you, if you faded the move so far, I've heard a lot of different numbers reported. I'm just going off the widely reported steam. You know what I'm talking about, the steam play. You want to fade the steam in the preseason right now here. The largest steam in week one so far, sides and totals. Steam is 8-14 by my count so far. So I want to fade the biggest moves, especially on some of these totals. Trey maybe going over there as well. In preseason, I'm fading these moves. That's the way I really feel deep down about it. Okay, Washington and Miami. I think this might be Commanders. Period. Uh, there we go. That was a little error on the graphic. Hope you don't think I've lost my mind. Uh, for me here, the Dolphins, 4.5 point favorite, 5 point favorite now. Not necessarily interested in the Dolphins, but I'm interested in the Dolphins this season. You guys know that I'm a McDaniel fan, and not to be confused with Mike McDonald, the coach of the Seahawks, by the way. But uh, look, the Dolphins have a lot of depth on defense. They could cover this game. I'm not going to I'm taking the Commanders, believe me, but the Dolphins' depth to me is quite impressive, and they're kind of to get a lot of my attention right now. Maybe in some futures plays, I'm going to be looking hard at the Dolphins this season. Here, they've got holes, they've got issues, but if anything, they're my hot stock riser right now for me, mostly because of the looks to me like they have made big strides defensively. I think depth wise, mostly this year, they've got studs. It feels like, and I'm going to be looking at the Dolphins all the way this year. In this game, I'm looking at the Commanders here because of this high spread today. And maybe Dre's going over in this one too. A lot of overs here, it feels like. But I don't know about this. I love the Dolphins. I think this is a game where we will see that Dolphins defensive depth here. Total, I have 38 on the screen, but it might be, or 38 and a half, but it might be 38. All right. I hope we're not going too fast and getting too in depth with these games. I mean, a lot of it's just market play in the preseason, to be honest with you. Bills. I mean, I've got 7 premium plays. Believe me, I feel strong about the preseason. But Bills here and Steelers. This total 39 and a half, one of the highest totals because of the plans of these teams. Josh Allen could get multiple series. This feels like these two teams are comfortable with each other as far as like this game working out. Not going to be totally knock the guy's block off. I think these two coaches, with the way they are meticulous here, this is the dry run, it feels like. So I think that's why we have the 39 and a half here in this one. But Allen will be out of the game right now before Russell Wilson here. And the Pittsburgh Steelers obviously have feels like more depth at quarterback. Nobody wants to see Trubisky in there, even though MVP Mitch is my guy. I feel like he gets a bad rap here. Does feel like the Steelers will have the better quarterback situation here in the second half. Pardon me, once they get out of it. But Trubisky, I think he was pretty awful here. And also was the Bills' offensive line, though. I felt bad for MVP Mitch, the way he was getting beat up a little bit last week. So with Wilson here, he actually had an injury. So while maybe they were expecting to play him a little bit more, I think Fields might be able to get increased action here. That's the way I'm going to look at it. So I am actually going to go under because of some of the, pardon me, you guys, because of some of these factors that I have mentioned. All right, let me grab a water. All right, thanks, gang. We're rolling through here. Cardinals and Colts here in this one. The Colts, this one about a pick 'em here right now, and the total 36. All right. For the Colts in this one, does feel like this will be kind of their game that they're going to be looking at here when you got game 2 at home. I think they'll be pretty serious here about this one, especially given what happened last week. The game against the Broncos, giving up 34 points in that one. They did lose some players as well. So they're having some issues actually in the run game currently. But this one's getting a lot of pressure to the over, it feels like right now. In fact, 36 actually looks pretty good. I'm gonna end up on the over here in this game. I mean, the Colts at home here with Kyler Murray. Obviously, he's not going to play. He's not playing at all this preseason. But Clayton Tune did look pretty good last week with 160 some odd yards and a touchdown. And after that, they've got Ritter. He didn't look that hot, but I'm going to end up on the over in this one. Again, the steam came in Cardinals and under, and I'm gonna go over. I wish it was a little bit lower, but give me the over here, Cardinals and the Colts in this one. And I'd probably lean to the Colts. I'd probably fade that move. Thank you if it ain't foreign, it's foreign. Look at that. Justin was on the Steelers back there. I'm just running through some of these plays. Dave was on the Ravens under. All right. Keep going here. Great contributions in the chat. Seahawks and Titans. Titans, another team here, kind of sneaky here. It does feel like, or at least if any team looked good last week, it was the Titans. They at least looked preseason ready. They might have won the week with the game against the 49ers. It felt like last week in that game. Pollard looking strong, man. The Titans might be ready to roll here at this point. Steam did come in on the Seahawks and the over. So, I want to go under probably in this one. I do actually want to go under. Not just because of some overall fate of this team, but it does feel like here, Sam Howell, I know everybody wants to, Sam Howell's getting a lot of support, but I thought he was kind of up and down last week. And, now you're going to be on the road here against, I think the Titans right now look about as crisp as you can get. Game 2 at home here. I'm going to end up here on the under in the Seahawks and the Titans. I think the 49ers only scored 13 points last week against the Titans. I'm going under here in this one as my play. And not much from you guys. Let me keep it rolling. Just tell you about the matchups here in this one. Way down here on the total, Jets and Panthers here. Mostly, because we know no Rodgers, right? We know no Bryce Young. So, they ended up with Jack Plummer actually did the Panthers last week. So, if any game is worthy of the move this low, I guess it would be this one. I'd probably just go over because of the move, quite frankly. Could be ugly. Could be, 16-13 or something like that, I guess. But I don't feel that strongly about this game. I kind of want to take the Jets here, but I don't know. I mean, when your biggest news of the week, man, this one don't feel great about this game at all. I want Panthers in the over really, and just fade what the public is going to do. It feels like Justin likes the Jets. Dave's on the Giants, back on that other one. All right. Yeah, I'm just going over here just out of principle. Kind of want to take the Panthers. I don't think the Jets are going to be too interested in, a crisp, clean game against the Panthers. I don't know how else I could put it. This one I'm not that thrilled with. Okay, my Chargers are going to take on the Rams, and sorry I missed it last week, gang. I mean, I knew that the Chargers had signed Luis Perez, but they'd only signed him a day or couple of days before the game last week. Luis Perez is my man. I know Josh Johnson's my man, but Luis Perez is my man. That doesn't think I'm going to take him here against the Rams necessarily. I actually like the Rams in this game, getting a point from the Chargers, and that's the way I'm going to go. Easton Stick, everyone's making fun of Easton Stick. He has a tremendous amount of preseason experience, just hasn't been great over the years. But it's going to be Easton Stick. It's going to be Luis Perez. I'm going to be rooting for Luis Perez big time in the game today. But I think he is overmatched in the NFL as much as I want him in the NFL, and I've rooted for him to try to get a chance like this. He's one of my favorite dudes, but I'm going to take the Rams in this one against the Chargers. Rams, they won't be too, interested as well, but I'm just taking them here. I'm kind of fading the Chargers in this spot. We do have a goal by Arsenal, by the way, here in the EPL matchup right now against Wolves. So, all right. I think this one mostly is sitting the starters here for most of the for both of these teams. So, total there at 33. Yeah, I'd probably look to maybe go over there, but I'm going to take the Rams here in this one. Buccaneers and Jaguars here in this one. I'm going to have to go with the Jaguars here. I don't want to lay 3 necessarily. It's important to maybe take these money lines, but on the show here, I feel compelled to take the spread, try to make it as tough as possible. So the line's definitely 3. There's some 2.5s out here, so I'm taking the Jaguars in this one. Steam came in on the Buccaneers, so maybe that's why you can get it down to 2.5 here in this one. I would think under, quite frankly, but the play officially is going to be on the Jacksonville Jaguars here in this one. See if you guys have anything to say about it. All right. Let's see. We got one more, I think, here. I'm running out of gas. Dre went over maybe in that one. All right. One more, but it does seem kind of bizarre, right? The Raiders favored by 7 here against the Cowboys. I get it. I know the Raiders have a quarterback battle. I know. Believe me, it dominates the news, dominates the channels out here right now. Who's going to be the Raiders quarterback between Minshew and O'Connell? I mean, Minshew's going to be the man, I would think, to get this job. And that's why, you're expected to see both of them here. Meanwhile, the Cowboys with Dak, you're going to see Trey Lance. You're going to see the Cowboys and their backup situation going on. But I don't care. I'd rather have the Cowboys here at +7. The Raiders aren't impressive at all at this point, and I don't care if it's quarterback battle at all. I know CeeDee Lamb holding all that, right? All the drama that the Cowboys have going on right now. Trey Lance didn't look great, no doubt about it. I mean, we had threw 41 times in a preseason game and could only manage 188 yards. So I have worries, certainly, but I'm taking 7 points in a preseason game. That's how I roll. All right. Dre says the Cowboys will win, and Dave says take the Lions game to go under. All right. Let's see here. I got maybe a little bit of WNBA to talk about with the games here. The Lynx taking on the Mystics. In this one, you got the Mystics here going to be an underdog at home. They're getting 6 points or so. Mystics are 7-1 against the spread at home in their last 8 games. They've gone over in 6 of their last 8 at home. In their first game, I said the Mystics, I kind of liked them. They did not cover, but I said, look, they're getting Shakira Austin back. They're getting Brittany Sykes back. Those 2 players had pretty strong games. Austin had a big game, but they ended up blowing it in the end, at least blowing the cover in the end in that first game back. They were covering pretty much all the way. They were battling for the lead, but ended up not getting that money against the Liberties. So for the Lynx here, they have already beaten the Mystics several times already this season and a couple of unders here. I would think that McBride and Williams can have strong games here in this one. But man, just think the Mystics are so good at covering the spread. Even what happened after last game, it was frustrating, no doubt about it. But I'm going to take the Mystics here as my play and give them to me here +6 points. I'm taking the Mystics. again against the Lynx. The Lynx are by far the better team. Mystics are at the bottom. There's three teams. We know three teams that are not going to make the playoffs probably. The Mystics are going to be one of them at this point, but I'm still going to grab them here. Yeah, do I wish I was getting another point or two? Probably. But on a free play, I'm going to have to try the Mystics here in this one. Liberty and Aces. This is the big game of the day, big game of the season, the nationally televised game here, a rematch of the WNBA finals from last year. The Steams come rolling in on the under here, and that's probably the direction that I would go. That's what I took on my play on the show last night. Check out my video here on this game if you want, but I'll tell you about it right now for the most part with the Liberty and the Aces. The Aces have covered 5 of their last 6 games at home. These two teams have met already one time this season. New York won 90-82 as a 2.5-point dog at the Aces. It did go under in that one. The Liberty's gone under in 8 of their last 11 on the road. You might think two great quality teams that, sure, it could be a high-scoring game, but Liberty, they've made strides defensively. You say strides. I mean, they are a good defensive team. I think just for one of the better teams, they're probably the weaker of the defenses. But they've made some big strides this season, have improved their defensive efficiency by 3.5 or 4 points. So Liberty's covered 5 straight. I would imagine that Phoebish will be the one that might get exploited here against Jackie Young, and maybe the Aces can get it, but I'm just going to take the under in this one. The series is Las Vegas 12-3 against the spread the last 15 meetings here long term. Great matchup, obviously. Asia Wilson going up against Brianna Stewart. Usually they actually play very good defense on one another, and I would think they might even – I think that might be the key matchup that keeps this game kind of going under. So, all right, give me the under in that one, Liberty and Aces today. One more in the W. It's going to be the Sky taking on the Sparks. And big disappointment last game for the Sky, right? They got embarrassed out there last game. But look, I feel bad. I tried to come in on the Sky. Kennedy Carter, she was a late scratch with an illness, which was kind of bizarre right after her little rant about I'm a better player than Caitlin Clark. ESPN's rankings are all bad. I'll show you. And then she doesn't show up for the game with an illness. And apparently she's going to miss this game too with an illness. So it'll be up to Angel Reese. It'll be up to Rebecca Allen. And it may be up to Rachel Branham. She's going to be my player that I'm actually going to look at here, Branham, for the Sky. I'm going to try the Sky here, and I've got Rachel Branham to be the key player here in this one. She was brought over in the trade for Marina Mabry. They got in the game in the first one, but they weren't really that effective. They might have combined, I want to say, did they combine for 20 points? They couldn't have, right? Because they got rocked. So, but I expect Branham to have a pretty good matchup. More so, look, I like the Sparks. Everybody knows I like Coach Miller, but Ari McDonald's out. Clarendon is out. Talbot is out. I would imagine that Stevens and Hamby can have big games. I would look for their player props over possibly their scoring props, especially. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two have gone under. I'm going to take the Sky here in this one as my play here on the show. Don't want to take them as a premium. Wasn't too happy with the way they performed last game, and good thing they're playing the Sparks. Sparks are hungry, man. Watch out, but the Sky's covered 4 straight in this series, so I'll take them today. We'll give them one more chance. Better be about Reese. Allen Cardoso might have it a little bit tougher, so all right, that's it for that one. One more game, I guess I'm going to talk about here. Let me see here. In the CFL, the Elks are going to take on the Tiger Cats in this one. I'm going to take the Elks, man. They're looking good here all of a sudden. I'm going to take the Elks maybe in an over. 52.5 is kind of scary, especially the way these CFL totals have been falling. It does seem like, If you're at 52 or 53, you might want to go under. If you're at 49, you might want to go over. But I'm going to go over in this one. Elks and Tiger Cats. This would be a wild one here today with these two teams. And I would expect this one maybe to get close to 60 points here as well. I'm taking Edmonton to win, probably by a field goal or so, and I'll take the over. Not a lot of breakdown, not a lot of preview. Too many games. I've got to get out of here. I want to appreciate every one of you for coming by, checking me out here on the show. We'll be back tomorrow with baseball and the like. So appreciate it, everyone. Don't forget, check me out over at tonyspicks.com, where I've got premium pick packages over there today, including my 5-pack here for the UFC. And also, I have an NFL 7-pack. You heard me give out a bunch of plays. We kind of broke them down, but I do have some strong opinions on the NFL card here in the preseason. I do think there is advantages to be had. Maybe you could read the tea leaves a little bit and hear my philosophy on it. But if you want my plays and contribute to my appearances here on the Tony'sPicks.com YouTube channel, please subscribe to my pick package there for today in the NFL. Thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate you. And we'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.